Good morning, everybody. Oren J here with another War of the Visions video, and yes, Oberon is coming this week, and I could have done this video on like Saturday, but we were doing the tournament. I was kind of busy, so I'm doing it on Monday. Here comes the Oberon preview slash like should you pull for the guy video. We're gonna look at all the stuff we always look at, and I do think like straight away I'm gonna say I think Oberon's gonna be really good. He has a couple abilities that are unique to him, that really define who he is. But is he good enough to go for? He's a 100 cost unit. They're kind of tricky to pull. Let's find out right now. Okay, first up, let's start where we always start with these reviews, right? And let's look at the guy's stats. Now, keep in mind, he's a cost 100 unit. So when you look to the right there and see those level 120 stats, he's looking pretty bulky, right? 4,300 HP. You like to see that on a damage dealer? Because, like, make no mistake, this dude is a damage dealer with bruiser levels of survivability. That's where his 100 cost comes in. However, his attack at 496 is a little bit low, and as you'll see later, he scales directly off of his attack stats. So you do need to do something to boost that up a little bit, in my opinion, but that's not a huge problem. He has ways of doing that. Look at his agility, 66 at 115 and 120. That's a 2 boost from his level 99. 66 is plenty fast enough for a good 100 cost spear using earth unit. Now, if we think to other spear using earth units, it'd be nice if Eileen had a 66 agility. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay, anyway, rest of his stats. The other thing that really jumps off the page here, move 3, jump 4. That's phenomenal. He's gonna be able to get around any map in this game, no problem. And he comes in with 8 defense just in his base stats. That's super good. He's an earth unit, so he's strong to lightning, weak to wind, of course. And then you see his resists on the screen there. Pretty good against physical units with a little bit of weakness to magic. Okay, he's plenty good. Like, he is plenty good stat-wise to justify that 100 cost. He's going to do a lot of living and do a lot of pain, and that's what you want to see. To get a little bit deeper into that, let's look at the guy himself a little more. First up, let's focus on his TMR, because this is a really interesting one. The Dragon Fang Pauldrons. It's an armor. I typically don't like armor TMRs as much as I like accessory TMRs, and I think the stat line on this one does fall a little short. Like, 8 defense and 8 spirit is kind of low in my opinion. The 449 HP, that's fine. You can live with that, and 10 crit rate will help his damage. But people want this or don't want it for this skill. This is totally unique. It's the first time we've seen something like this in global. It has a, shoot, I used the word global to describe our server. I'm gonna use map wide. It has a map wide effect, a nullify haste for enemies, and decrease their critical rate by 20 turns, or by 20 for 2 turns for the enemy. So the entire time, no haste, takes their haste away, right? Then their decreased crit rate, whole map, it affects every enemy on the map. That's really cool, but is it really good? I don't know how great that is, but it's cool. Now, the other side of this is important for him, I think, though. The attack increase by 40%, he scales purely off of attack, and so giving himself that attack steroid, I think, will be really important for him. Let's look at his master ability as well. Okay, he's got HP and Earth attack up, you know, the basic thing new units get. Then he also gets another 10% HP for himself. That contributed to that high HP pool that you saw on his stat page. And he gets single target resistance 10. This is a really, like, these single target and AoE resistance buffs are pretty cool because there's no way to get around them in the game right now, or at least there's not nearly as much of a way to get around them. Like, defense pin doesn't affect him, resistance piercing doesn't affect him, it's just basically a straight damage reduction. And when we skip over to his skills, you'll see here in a minute that he has a way of getting some AoE resist as well. But we're not there yet. Let's talk about his support skills. Tracer. This is an AP acquired up 40 for himself, which is pretty good. You like that. And then it upgrades his Soaring Dragon Spear ability. I'm going to tell you right now, when you look at this skill down a little bit lower, it does not tell you what this upgrade does. What it is, oh, here, we'll go look, watch. What it is, here's Soaring Dragon Spear. Here's the range on this, right? He's a Dragoon. He's going to jump in the air, and he's going to target somebody within range. With this upgrade from his support ability, with that, when that unit moves, he will land wherever they moved to, so he's like tracking them in the sky, right? Pretty cool. Is it great? I don't know. It's honestly, it's my third favorite support ability on him, but it's close to being my second. It's in there for top 3. Dragon Spear Mastery. This is one you're going to want to run on him all the time. It gives him some of that attack steroid that he needs to really boost his damage, and 40 defense pin. Again, he's meant to kill people. This will help him do that. Then, I really like Nightblade Mastery. 30% attack and 25 accuracy is really cool. He does have a 100% hit move that you'll see in a second, but 30% more attack. He loves that attack. So, is this one better than 40 more AP and like a, targeting missile move? I don't know. I think Tracer's good. I might opt instead for Viking Lore Nightblade Mastery. Up to you. Let's see how his AI handles his moves. His counter abilities. I think you go Purple Dragon's Blade all the way. This has a nice range of 2 on it. It's a 20% chance to proc, 121% damage. And there you go. It's got that range. It does some HP absorb. So you hit some people, you absorb the HP. That's nice. It's good. Those heals might be really clutch. And he's got the HP and defenses that, maybe he can live for 2 more hits. I like that one the most. Okay, let's go down. His main job. So, Halting Spear. This is his cheap AP move that's kind of an auto attack replacement. Notice that it has a chance of inflicting Stop. One of the most devastating status effects in War of the Visions is Stop. This is 126% damage with piercing on it, so it is EX upgraded to have a nice range of 3. It could potentially hit 3 people. It is in essence an AoE stop move. Now, he's going to have to line that sucker up perfectly to get an AoE out of it, but it's really cheap at 15 AP. I like this move a lot. If we mouse over it, you'll see what I've been talking about. His moves scale 120% off of attack. There's no dexterity scaling in there. There's no agility scaling. Attack. He wants attack to do damage. Okay, let's move on. Whoa. Coughing. Anyway, that's also the name of a Pokemon. Coughing. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, Purple Dragon's Providence. This is a buff he has that is him and some friends right next to him. It is critical evasion 30 and AoE resistance 15. So here we go. We're seeing this thing here. With his TMR, he can, debuff the enemy's crit chance. Here's another way of doing that. So he's kind of this anti-critical unit in some ways, which is unique. I like that. That's cool. And by giving AoE resistance to himself, plus his master ability single target resistance, he now just takes less damage than he did before. And there's no way to penetrate that, for his enemies. I think that's cool. Continuing. I think that's his second best buff though. We'll see the better one here in a second. We're going to continue. Royal Rend. This is a really cool ability. Big old AoE. I called this earlier on stream the Kaladin Stormblessed, spear swapping move. If you get it, you get it. Big AoE stunning ability. Love that move a lot. And it's a 2-hit move, which is really cool. Now, this next move, this is his character defining move in my opinion. It is a TP ability, 40 TP. Now, if you're running his support ability that boosts his AP gain, you want to have really expensive TP abilities to use. His AI is going to love to use Purple Dragon's Shield or Aegis as it's upgraded, and it's going to generate you a lot of AP. Check this thing out. It's a shield, 3 times 50% damage reduction, no matter what damage. So it's a 50% damage reduction shield for 3 times. Not 3 turns like the weaker version, 3 times. That's super good. And with the EX upgrade, it increases his pierce attack by 25 for 3 turns. This is so good. This move is amazing. It's really going to define the unit. You're going to want him popping this first thing every fight. Get his shield online, get his pierce attack up, and let him go kill stuff. Okay, let's continue. We talked about Soaring Dragon Spear already. That's his lock-on missile move. Then his job level 25. This is his 100% hit move. Again, short range, right? Only 3, but Lightning Killer 25. If you're running him in an anti-lightning group, there is not a Frederica in the world that survives this, cough, cough, unless she freaking reflexes it. Because the reflex, it says 25% chance. It actually is a typo. It means 125% chance. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, Lightning Killer 25, 200% damage. This is going to one-shot so many lightning units. Cloud's dead to this. Fred's dead to this. They both have reflex. You know, rip the dream. Okay, Young Dragon King. This is his main job, sub-job. He has 165% damage ability that will decrease earth resistance by 30% for 3 turns for the target. To me, this seems like a good PvE move, but it does give him an AoE ability from range. And if you go back to his main job, really his only AoE ability is the Kaladin move. So this is cool. It's a little bit more range with some AoE. I dig it, but I don't think it's good enough just to run this necessarily. Then he has a move 1 and jump 1 buff. The dude's already move 3, jump 4. Do you really need that? Maybe not. I don't know. Now, the rest of his sub-jobs are a little weak. Viking, maybe you could run this for this attack buff on turn 2. And the defense buff for some more survivability, I guess. You also have the human killer move in here. I don't know. I don't think you're going to get much use out of the Viking sub. And then the Nightblade sub does not have the like multi-hit slashing attack that you see from some Nightblade subs. It does have a Pierce and missile resistance buff in it, which could be useful for specific builds. Or you could go for this defense pin buff. This would give him 60 defense penetration if you're counting it with his support ability. Maybe that's your build here. You get the concentration buff, especially if you're running him with earth slashing units, so they could take advantage of the 40 slashing attack buff. Last up, his limit break. This is long range, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 range, can hit at 5 because of the AoE. Range height 2, AoE height 1. Decreases all elemental resist by 20% for 3 turns to the target, and does 200% damage. So, in a rainbow group, Oberon can actually buff all of your team's damage if he can land this LB. Note though, 48 AP is pretty expensive, so you're going to want to generate AP on him somehow, whether it's through his support ability, by generating more through his buffing, or with bells, or something like that. Now, there's another thing with Oberon. I think, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, we're probably going to get the Earth Deer right here, right? Like, I don't know what the name in Global is going to be yet, so I'm going to just call it the Earth Deer for now, because that's easy words for my primitive human brain to say. But this is a really good vision card and Esper combo for Oberon. So if you're going for him and you have 40k set aside for him, you're going to want to probably pick this up next week. The vision card. 322 HP, 147 attack, and 3 agility. That stat line is so dang good. I'm really excited for this for Eileen as well. Give me agility on a vision card for Eileen, please. Now, the unit effect. Human killer, 10, so that's fantastic. HP up, more of a bruiser, you'll love that. Party effect, single target resist, and agility up. Heck yeah, and pierce attack up for the group. This card's awesome, and we're global. And you know what we get in global? Unit-specific vision card buffs, and I bet you King Oberon picks up a specific buff for that vision card. Now, let's jump back in there, because the Esper also really good for him. It's a 19 agility Esper with 103 attack and 1261 HP. That's phenomenal. That disable resist, also nice. Then notice as well, earth attack, that you get attack up along the way on the left there, has pierce attack on it, has some missile attack on it, also has a little bit of accuracy. Like, this is made for him, but I mean, also, like, let's be real. If you're an Eileen user, this is also going to be really, really good for you. Now, oh, hey, it's Orange J from 15 Seconds in the Future, when I remembered I forgot to talk about the Element Spear. This thing is going to be really good for Oberon. It's coming out the same week as him. Notice, like, this Earth Attack 30 right here that I just highlighted. This is going to be phenomenal. Even if you're a brand new player, a plus zero element spear here has Earth Attack 30. This will boost his damage a lot, or Eileen, or the other Earth spear units, Lorenzo, I guess. Anyway, this is a great spear to get. You should absolutely farm this if you're going for Oberon. It will be clutch for him. Back to the video. The end of this video. Do I recommend pulling on Oberon? Look, guys, it can be really painful pulling 100 cost units. I in particular have had some bad luck on these. I've had to go to pity multiple times, and this is why I've said, like, sometimes I like that newer pity bar that a lot of people don't like, because at least then I get shards or whatever. I'm going for it. I think if you're a new player starting up right now, this guy could be a cornerstone of your account as a damage dealer, especially because he's Earth Element. And if you're a new player and Prince Mont is like one of your few 120s, hey, this guy's Earth. He's going to synergize nicely with Prince Mont or Eileen, or you are Zazan if you have him, Zombie Ryu. Earth is in a really good spot, and Oberon might be the best Earth unit that we've gotten yet. I think he's going to be right up there with you are Zazan in terms of his like impact on the game. His damage, I really anticipate this guy's damage being next level, and I think he's going to be a hard guy to kill. Now, Wind just got Halloween Little Leela. He is weak to magic, so keep that in mind. But if you feel like going for him, if you have some Viz piled up and you're like, ooh, I don't want to blow it, you won't be blowing it on this guy. He will be worth the Viz. Otherwise, hey, we know we got some collabs coming. We know we got more units coming down the line. If you're on the fence and you'll feel bad about blowing your stash, save it. We got good stuff coming. And that's it, guys. That's the video. If you want to support the channel, please do consider using my Amazon coin affiliate link for all of your Vizio purchasing needs. Consider becoming a member on the YouTube channel. We're doing a lot more stuff on YouTube these days. Memberships on YouTube are similar. They're like the same thing as what a sub on Twitch is. You get the emotes, it's a sub on Twitch, but that's what YouTube does instead. It's weird that they call it something different, but it is what it is. Mostly, thank you for watching the video, guys. It means a lot. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Peace.